Well, hello and happy Thursday. Welcome to Elegant Sentiments Today. I'm Cheryl Abernathy, the owner of Elegant Sentiments, and this is our weekly card share number 54. So I'm so delighted that you're here joining me today, whether it's live or if you're going to watch it remotely. Either way, I appreciate that you're watching. Thank you so much. So today we're going to be crafting with some Spellbinders products that Lisa Horton uh, designed specifically for Spellbinders, and also some of Lisa Horton's newer products. So the first product that we're using is the nested tree frame die set. We're going to be using that. We're going to make that cute little tree, and we'll use that frame as well. And then these are better press plates that Lisa designed, and we're going to be doing some hot foiling with these press plates. We're going to use this one actually. And then these are her new tall and skinny alphabet die. So we're going to be using those for today's project. As you can see, there's no inking today. We're doing everything with die cuts and embossing. So let's show you the project. Really simple, nice little Christmas card. And I used lots of foil for this one. As a matter of fact, it's all foil with the exception of the snow on the trees. So this is today's card. And we will go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is some heat embossing. So I've got my Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil system ready to go here. So I'll bring that in. And I've got the plate already on there, and we're going to be using some gold Spellbinders foil for the hot foil. So I'll cut a piece of that off, and we'll go ahead and get foiling. I have the machine already warmed up, so the platform is ready, and we can put our foil. You always want your foil facing your it's not a die, I don't know what you call these things, your plate. I don't know why that wasn't coming to me. So the shiny side is always going to be facing your plate no matter how you do it. We got the timer going there, and whenever that timer is done, we'll be ready to do our foiling. I've done a little bit of pre-work. I've got an A2 card base. I have this piece of scrap cardstock that we're going to use for our hot foiling. I've already gone ahead and die cut the letters Joy out of some green foil cardstock that I had. And let me see, and put that so I don't lose it. And then I did use the frame from the Nested Trees set, and I die cut that out of gold foil. And then for my background, this is a Stampin' Up! Textured embossing folder. It's one of the basics 3D embossing folders, and I use that for background. And you can use whatever embossing folder you have that will create some texture for you. So that's the work that I've done ahead of time so that we're not spending a lot of time doing die cutting. So my timer is ready. So all I need to do is put my paper down, and I'll pull this out of the machine. And you've got two plates that go with that. The green plate is the heat resistant, so you want to put that one down first, and then put down your plastic plate, and this is your sandwich. And I'm just going to run this through my regular embossing machine. I've got the Platinum 6 here, and we'll run that through. And pull these off and lift up our paper. And there's the foiling on our cardstock. So I'm going to move this out of the way to finish up. So the next thing we want to do then with this piece of foil, I just love hot foil. It's so pretty. But anyway, the next thing that we want to do is take one of the frames. I still got some paper on there, tape on there from before, and just, we want to die cut that frame so we have a nice finished edge for that hot foiling. And I love how these products, there's a whole collection of Christmas products that Lisa did for Spellbinders, and these are just two of the products in that collection. So if you're looking for great crafting products for your holiday cards, check those out because they are nice. So I've got this all set, and I'm just going to run this through my die cut machine again and create our nice little frame. Be off camera here just a second. Okay. So bring that back in, and we'll just pull that off. And we've got a nice detailed die cut there. I love the little stitching. It's all the nice little details that are there. I don't know if you can see the stitching just a little bit if I hold it at the right angle, but there's some nice little stitching that goes all the way around. So we're going to bring back in our pre-work. And we'll start building our card, assembling it. First thing I'm going to put that frame onto the embossed piece that I have there. And any kind of texture, there's in that basic set, you get three embossing folders, and one of them are little bubbles. You could even use that for the background on this card if you happen to have those embossing folders. But anything that's going to give you some light texture is really all that you need for this one. So we'll put that down, and then we're going to adhere this piece with some foam tape. So let me find my foam tape, and we'll cut off a couple pieces of this. And one of the pieces I'm going to have to cut it because this tape is wider than half of the back of that. So we'll move this out of the way for a second, and then we'll just go ahead and put this down and then trim off what the excess with your scissors. I'd rather have too much than too little. And then this piece, we'll just cut it down the center because we only need about half of it. So center or close to center. And put that off to the side. And put that down. And then we have this piece, a little extra over here as well. So we'll trim that off. And then we'll add it to our, you know what, before I do that, I think I want to put the letters on. Well, it doesn't matter. It does. So what I'm going to do next is take these die cuts that I've done. I used J, O, and Y, and they're in green. These would be, I didn't think about it until I was already prepped. Any of the holiday colors, red and white would be pretty. Red and green would be pretty. Non-traditional colors would be pretty. I just like this design because it's simple, which is certainly my style, and it's easy, and I think it just turns out really cute without a whole lot of effort. These dies are very nice. The hardest part is this, getting and you can use, actually I'm gluing, but you can use the adhesive strip, uh, adhesive sheets, the two-sided adhesive sheets for this, and I'm gonna let some of that glue set up a little bit before I try to add it. It makes it a little less messy. Get the mess on my fingers and not on my card. So I'll let those sit up, that ink sit up, the glue sit up for just a few seconds while I glue the other pieces, and then we'll add them to our die cut. I don't know if I can keep them off my fingers. So there we go. But this is fun. And you can, these dies are great because you can personalize anything you make. And they're nice and skinny. So even if you're doing an A2 card, it's easy to put a name, or you can put holidays or years. There's numbers in there too. So you can do years as well if you want it. So I'm going to go ahead now and put this onto what will be the card front. And when you're doing this, of course, you just want to make sure it's where you want it before that touches that silver cardstock. And then I like to start with the center of the word that I'm using. So in this case, it's the O. And just put that on there and press it down. And then I'll add the J. And then the Y. And I like using glue because it's a little more forgiving than if you use the adhesive strips. Okay, so there is that. And then the last thing we have to do is build our little Christmas tree. I've done the die cuts out of green and gold foil. So there are 3 pieces to the tree, and there's the snow for each piece, and then the little star. So I'll show you how you build this. And they layer on top of each other, so you just put one piece on. And if you didn't want the different colors on your tree, you wouldn't even have to build the layers. You could actually just use the single color and then add the snow on top of it. So that's the tree. And then the snow just goes get the right way, right across the bottom of each of the levels of the tree. There's 3, and I think there's extra snow in there, and there's some garland in these dies. So it's a really, yeah, here we go. It's a really cute set. And put that on there like so. Then the last little teeny one, if I can get it, there we go. It goes right there on the top. And then I didn't cut out an extra, but there's a little gold base. Well, I made it gold, but there's a little die for the base of your tree, and then the star goes there. So that's how you would assemble it. But I've already done that, so you don't have to sit here and watch me glue it. But I did want to show you how you put it together using those dies. And so the final thing that we need to do before we add it to our card base is I adhered it with some foam tape. So I just took a piece that I cut off when I was cutting for the foiled panel, and then we just stick that on. I'm going to use my little tweezers here to try and get it as straight as I can, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but just close. And then with that done, we can go ahead and add this to our card base and move some of this stuff out of the way here. Got lots of junk. Okay, and so I'm just going to use my tape runner to add my adhesive to my card base. And you can opt to put this all together first, and then just make sure it's going the right way and add that to your card front. And open it up and give it a little burnish. And then if you have extra like that, you can trim that off if you want. And I prefer to have these panels just a little bit bigger, just to make sure that we've got some nice room for coverage. So that's our easy and elegant little Christmas card using Lisa Horton's nested, what are these called? Let me find them because I'll show them to you one more time. The nested tree frames cutting dies, the holiday background press plates, and the tall and skinny alphabet. So I thank you so much for joining. I hope you like the card. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and like and share my video. Thank you so much for coming, and I will be back next week with another card to share. Check out my blog, elegantsentiments.com, and follow me on Facebook. I'm there at Elegant Sentiments Limited on Facebook. If you could follow my business page, that would be awesome. So thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a fantastic week. Live graciously, and we will see you the next time. Bye for now.